sitting there just don't want to let me be great. Like, it's just flying around in my video. Like, what are you doing? Gee. Y'all, I'm looking real crusty. I'm trying to vlog this information. I'm tired. But I wanted to capture this, you know, background story and house update for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy the video and stay tuned. In today's vlog, I'm going to actually give you guys the backstory of how we actually started our house hunting journey, along with the process of some of the house updates that we've been dealing with within the past month and a half or so. I believe the last video that I recorded was me actually probably a car vlog of some sort, but I viewed a couple open houses in addition to going to see an apartment tour of a model home, which I forgot to take my camera out and vlog for you guys. That those model 1 and 2 bedroom apartments were fairly luxurious, very expensive, turnkey, very modernized model tours. The pricing for those were very, very high, very pricey. I think they were starting at $1,900 per month. Their square footage for average 1 bedroom, I think, was 809 square feet. I think I was having one of my little run-ins where I was just emotionally up and down, and I just said, maybe we should consider to just looking for, you know, an apartment. Now, mind you, it is the end of December, the end of 2020, and Sweetie's apartment that he's actually living at now, his rental lease is up in January of 2021. So prior to us actually starting this home journey, this home buying process, back in August, we started, you know, coming to terms of, okay, are we going to actually move and live together in an apartment, or are we just going to go first dive in and just, you know, purchase our first home together? So initially, when we first met back in the end of 2018, we were dating or whatever, and things became serious when we became exclusive, as we say. We did have conversations and different checkpoints that we had goals for ourselves individually, as well as moving forward in our relationship to be in a serious committed relationship. We wanted to build a foundation and grow forth from that foundation to flourish together in a relationship as well as individually. And we shared our goals, aspirations, what we want in a family, what we see our future, you know, building together as one. So all those things kind of narrowed down in the beginning part of our relationship. And here we are now, almost 2.5, well, I want to say 3 years later, actually searching for our first home together. So everything that we said in the beginning of our relationship actually is leading up to what we're doing now. Per se. And you know, when we do eventually get engaged in the near future, we really didn't want to spend, or we really don't want to spend most of our money that we've been saving leading up to this house hunting on a big wedding. It was always going to be a small, intimate wedding moving forward. We really pride ourselves and wanted to spend that type of money more so to our first investment property, our first investment as far as real estate, building our house and our, you know, dreams together with our first purchase of a home. With that being said, 2018 was when we met. 2019 is actually when I actually made that decision to relocate back to Pennsylvania, to move back in with my parents. Now, during that time, I know we said we were going to actually, you know, date for 2.5 years before we actually figure out whether or not we're going to take that next step in our relationship to actually get engaged and purchase a home, and, you know, kind of just narrow down what we already talked about and kind of pinpoint or bullet point where we are, you know, in our relationship. So we definitely started out as dating with a purpose in mind, and we act on that by being intentional throughout our whole relationship from the beginning. So that's just a backstory of where we are now today. and why we are so geared to being, motivating each other as far as finances, and being able to foresee what we actually saw in the beginning when we first started dating to what we actually are walking in and doing right now in the present moment. So that was kind of a little bit of backstory I wanted to share with you guys, so you guys kind of get an idea or a sense of where we are today as far as looking for a home in this crazy seller's market. We did see quite a few homes. So let me just fast forward to 2020. We are still in the market, still looking for a home. This market is absolutely ridiculous. Even though these are historically lowest interest rates to date, the market value of the homes are increasingly rapidly. So therefore the inventory is very, very low, but the sellers are making out like a fat cat because they can boost that sell price on the home. So going back to 2018, when we actually first started dating, 2019, I was living in a one-bedroom apartment. My lease was up. Really? Now this Nat, you really gonna come in my video? Really? Now moving prior up to, going into 2018 is when we actually first met. 2019, I wanna say, 2019, it was in July where we had a conversation. I said, look, I think it's best for me to move back to my parents for a little bit because there's some financial things I want to actually get situated before I know the time frame is coming up to where we actually want to, move forward and what we said we wanted to do as far as our goals and aspirations for ourselves and together. So 2018 is when I actually made the decision to move back home with my parents. I called my mom and was like, Mama, I'm coming back home because something has got to give. My finances was basically all over the place. It was then where I actually did the groundwork and I made a commitment to myself is when I move back to my parents, I'm going to work, pay down the debt that I had accumulated over the time frame where I was living on my own, just living my best life, just being an adult per se. So I made that commitment, moved back home. I'm here now today at my parents' house. I made that commitment to myself to actually acknowledge the fact where I was spending more money than I needed to. And I had to work hard because as fast as I was making it, as fast as I was spending it. So I had made that commitment to myself to move back home with my parents. They were a blessing for me because I'm rent free, able to just work. And at that time, I think I was working full-time during the daytime, part-time, or per diem at another institutional hospital overnight. So I was like grinding. Okay, so prior to me moving out of my apartment, the lease was going up or was being terminated. So I just terminated my lease. I sold all my furniture. I came to my parents' house with just clothes, a couple pots and pans and shoes, and really nothing, because I wanted to sell all my furniture. I wanted to basically have nothing and just grind. So I've been here, I want to say a year and a half now. Coming into 2021, it'll be going on 2 years, I want to say, in August, because I moved back here back in August. So it's maybe about a year and a half that I've been here at my parents' home. I love it here. I don't ever want to leave. I want, us to just be one big old full house, But at the end of the day, I'm ready to start that journey with someone who I've met who's on the same page as me, and who is willing to meet those goals and accomplish those goals and together. So it makes a big difference when you meet somebody and you guys are on the same page and you guys are not afraid to express your feelings and say, this is what I want, or X, Y, and Z, or how can I help you achieve this, or vice versa, how can he help me achieve this? We really try to encourage each other throughout our relationships on a daily basis. And I actually I asked God, please find me someone who is consistent, who is a workaholic, someone who just loves themselves. So it took some time for me to actually make that transition for myself financially, to understand that cash is king, And as much debt as I accumulated over time, it can eventually be paid off and paid down. So that was my transformation as far as my finances. I began to grow closer with myself, closer in different relationships in my life. So that was that whole transition. Moving back home kind of revealed a lot of things to me. So with that being said, in hindsight to when we actually started our pre-approval process. So we got in contact with the actual mortgage lender, and I did a lot of research during that time. I would journal. This is my actual journal here, guys, that I wanted to show you. It says Moments of a Genius. This is the holy grail. This keeps me inspired. It keeps me motivated. Anything that I'm thinking, I process it and I have to write it down, literally. Like, I have to write it down. It's just something I can go back and look over and kind of understand maybe that feeling or that thought I was having. So it's best for me to write it down in that moment, what I was feeling in that time. So I did a lot of research. I went on YouTube as far as real estate, first-time home buyers. What do you do? How do you do offers? Paperwork as far as your W-2s, your tax returns, pay stubs of like 30 days, just general information that I would need to do the groundwork for us to actually get started in the process of submitting, paperwork to get a pre-approval first. So what we did was reach out to a mortgage lender. We got a pre-approval first. We got a set budget of how much we wanted to spend based on our net monthly income. And we went from there. We got referred to a realtor and we started looking at houses. Now the whole pre-approval process for us went fairly quickly because we kind of had things already in order. I am a big advocate of having your paperwork and everything together. The process will go so much smoother when you make that transition. So I had everything, kind of broken down on the Google Drive and in different files and whatnot. So whatever we needed, they was able to access it themselves, or I can just send it over to them, as a PDF file. So we got the pre-approval. We were approved for the pre-approval letter, which was submitted. We had letter to go, and we were then referred or had a referral to a realtor. From there, we just started looking at homes. We started looking at homes, I want to say in September, the end of September. So we would look at different homes. You guys seen the various lives. We look for home. The first home that we actually saw, I absolutely fell in love with this home. It was a twin home, I want to say. It was a nice location, nice area. And I just was like, I love this home. Now, one thing what I can say is a tip is every home that you walk into, you really can't fall in love. You have to just be kind of like, it's okay. Because when you walk in there and you see it and you're like, I love this. But you got to be careful because you haven't even submitted an offer yet to even claim it. That's the thing. I was like, going back and forth with. And I'm still going back and forth with that because I'll see a home and I'm like, I just love this. I love this. And then we both, kind of agree that, okay, we're going to move forward with the offer. I get my hopes so high, the offer's denied or the offer didn't get accepted. So you have to be mindful not to fall in love with the home. You will see lots and lots of homes. So, let me just put this in here. So we got our pre-approval. We're looking for homes. It was a time, I want to say, in May of 2020 where I think we were dibbling dabbling looking at different apartments during that time because it was the end of summer going into fall. So back in my notebook again, Moments of a Genius. We were discussing, what kind of home would you want? What kind of things, that you would actually need, or, what does that house look like for you? I would just ask Sweetie, what do you want? What is the option for you to have? This net won't let me be great. So we were just basically brainstorming on, what we actually like, what we don't like, what we're looking forward to seeing in a home. So the ideal house for us, which I wrote down in my notebook back in May on the 24th. Here I go, doing my little journal. So I put down the ideal house for us. So it was fairly, you know, up in the air as far as me brainstorming. It was either a new construction home or a pre-existing home. Now, we didn't know whether or not we wanted a construction home or a pre-existing home. Again, this is all up in the air. This is just a thought process that we're just thinking out loud. And I'm just like writing it down. I think I kind of took over this part of our actual ideas that we had for a house. So I wrote down a 3-bedroom house, 1.5 to 2.5 bath, a finished basement, a deck, a backyard. Now these are all optional things, but I was very, very, very specific on what criteria I was looking for in a home. One thing I can actually say is that when I write things down and I meditate and I pray and I pray and I pray and I pray and I read over it daily, I look at it all the time and just, you know, actually have it in my mind frame and my mindset. I live, I breathe this journal. I actually kind of speak things as though they already exist in my life. The power of the tongue is extremely powerful, literally. So let me just tell you guys what I wrote down. So I went back to a backyard, which would be optional, hardwood floors, carpet only in the bedrooms, an open concept floor plan, modern stainless steel appliances, a laundry room, which is optional with a washer and dryer, open kitchen, and an island with recessed lights. Guys, I narrowed it even down to the island to have the pendant lights hanging down, okay? Storage along with a pantry, just a neutral palette all across the board for the home. The bathroom. Now for me, a kitchen in the bathroom really sets the tone of a home. It's the key point selling home of a house that you actually enter to. So the kitchen and a bath really can like draw me in and capture my heart. As soon as I walk in, I'm just like, oh yeah, this is a vibe. This is a whole mood. So the bathroom, I was very specific about a garden tub and a separate stand-up shower, and a double sink vanity. So these are all things that I wrote down just off the top of my head. And I just said, sweetie, what do you think about this? He's like, that's a bit much. And I'm like, I don't think it's a bit much. It's some things that I know that I like. And I know, no matter where we go look for this house, it has to narrow down to some of the things that I mentioned, that I wrote down. Now, mind you, I still don't know where this house is at. I don't even know if it even exists. But when I close my eyes, I can envision this home out there somewhere. I don't know where it is, y'all. Where is it? So a lot of times when I do see a house and it has X, Y, and Z, what I wrote down, and we submit an offer, I easily get discouraged because I feel like, is it our time? Should we wait? All these different mixed emotions can play into how I feel in that moment. And a lot of times, Sweetie will just let me know, this wasn't meant to be. I mean, I understand that, but mentally, me trying to accept that it wasn't meant to be is very, very hard. Because again, I will see a home, I like it, X, Y, and Z. It's checked all the things off that we thought about in our needs or wants list for this home, and the offer is not accepted. So, we saw, I want to say maybe 5 to 6 homes. Out of those 5 to 6 homes that we've seen, we may have submitted 3, 4 maybe would be max, maybe 3 homes in that whole nutshell. Now, all 3 homes that we did see, I want to say maybe 2 or maybe, all 4 homes that we did submit, maybe 2, I want to say 3 I was really, really thrilled about. I would say maybe 2.5. But I felt like I didn't want to settle for something. I just was like, oh, okay, we can just fix this. Now, we both have different, similarities to what we actually want. I'm more of a turnkey, modern, open concept, like I just described in there. Where Sweetie is just able to go into resale. He can think of all these ideas to fix it up. Me, on the other hand, wants to just go in and just, let's go buy furniture. Let's just make this house a home. That's funny because I said make this house a home. Now, every house or every offer that I submitted, you had to basically explain this whole story and how much you guys love each other and you're a hardworking family and you want to raise your children. And they're like, okay, that's a cute story. I really do enjoy you guys' background, but we found another offer that's a little more suitable as far as $40,000 to $60,000 over what you already submitted in your offer. Oh, well, no, I'm sorry. This offer that we have is going to waive inspection fees. Oh no, I'm sorry, but this offer is going to waive inspection fees and appraisal fees. What? You're going to do what now, sir? What happened? So what I'm trying to tell you is that the market right now is very, very risky for first time home buyers. It is a seller's market. So with that being said, we are taking our time. We are in no rush. I am with my parents. I'm comfortable. I'm spoiled rotten, basically, and I've been wise enough to actually be able to be blessed to have a job and make money and be able to just save. So when the time comes, I'm already prepared. You know, I don't have to get ready if I'm already ready in that aspect. And that goes for me and Sweetie. We've been very mindful and very intentional with our money and what purpose, you know, that we are in this relationship moving forward, what we want to do with our money. So that is basically a little bit of a backstory of how we came to this whole house hunting process. I look forward to sharing more videos with you guys to keep you abreast of what's been going on. Right now it's the holidays. It's been kind of quiet. I've seen a couple more houses that really didn't pique my interest at the time. So I believe I didn't vlog those houses. But we are still on the search for the ideal house for us. So I hope you guys stay tuned. I hope you guys actually enjoy this video. Comment down below if you have any advice for us that you want to share, any positive feedback. It's always greatly appreciated. And I'll keep you guys posted. In the meantime, please be safe, wear your mask, wash your hands, and just be with your loved ones, the ones that you can see. And one thing I learned about this year, in closing out, one thing I learned about this year is to be present in the moment, because tomorrow is not promised. Even though I feel like we've all been through a lot, but we've all learned a lesson out of this whole pandemic. It's a very important lesson. Whatever lesson that you think, it could be small, it could be big, it's your lesson to live by. So with that being said, you guys be safe. Have a blessed holiday. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching. All right, let me stop playing. Take two.